Hello, hello. Welcome back. Actually, welcome to this second online synchronic meeting with you, all the people who were playing with us in this sacred game that we call Seven Portals of Vital Force. Before starting this meeting, I wanted to tell you a little story. I mentioned in the first meeting, for the ones who doesn't know me very well, that I've been visiting, living, and deepening in the relationship with people in the high mountains of the Andes, especially in specific communities called Keros Nation. And during these visits and trainings, at the beginning visits, later trainings, I've been experiencing changes, not just because of the high altitude. It's very difficult to live there, to stay there, to even spend a few hours in 5,000 meters above the sea level. But it's not just that. It's not the difficulty of the lack of oxygen or temperature, or even the conditions is they live in a very basic standard of life. But the most interesting things that I experience is the humbleness of the way the people connect with the divine. And especially when I mention divine, as maybe you and me growing up in this kind of hegemonic culture, well, I mean, there are people here from different countries. I'm just trying to make you understand that most of the people grew up in some kind of vision of the world. These people in the high mountains, they're very this is the precious thing of them. They grew up in a different kind of vision on how to relate with the landscape. I met this master called Santos, beautiful, beautiful old man. And in one occasion, like maybe 7 years ago, maybe 10, we were walking, slowly walking, because it's very difficult to walk in the high mountains. I mean, at least for me, we were walking to go to the base of this massive and beautiful mountain called Wamanlipa. They treat the mountains as beings, and some mountains they call them Apu, which means that they have a guardian spirit inside the mountain. The mountain has a spirit that look after the landscape. It's like someone looking after, like an old grandfather looking after the landscape. So we were walking in these little paths to get to the base of the mountain to, hello, Maria, to give an offering to the apple. So when we got there, I was always asking questions. I was trying to get explanations and details of everything because we grew up like that. When we understand through details, when we understand through explanations and comprehensions, we learn and we control the situation. Well, they were all the time in lack of an explanation. They were very silent. They are silent to share the ancient wisdom. So I was always asking, and they were just laughing. Hello, Gemma. Nice to see you. So they were at the end laughing at me all the time to just acknowledging my hunger of explanation all the time, asking. The thing is, one at one point when we got to the base of the mountain with Santos, this master, he said, "Just sit down here, please." Okay, I sat down, and suddenly he said, "Do you want me to explain you how to connect with the spirit, with the spirit of this mountain?" Hello, Jane, or I don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry. But I'm just acknowledging that you're there and you're offering us your image. That's pleasant. Thank you. Uh, so I ask, I'm telling a little story about how we got here in some sense. So we got to the base and he said to me, "Do you want to know how to, do you want me to explain to you how to connect with this spirit?" And I say, "Yes, please." I thought, finally, he's going to open up and talk about this. So he stand up, he put his hands in his heart, and he just made this, just that, for several times, like, and I was just silent looking at this, just doing that. And finally, he opened his eyes and says, "Did you realize?" And I said, "Okay, thank you." I was just laughing at inside. At the beginning, I thought that he was making a joke with me. But then with time and 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 taking just lowering down my defenses on how to understand them. That's the thing. When you get to know someone belonging to a completely different culture, you have to be very open to connect with different point of view of reality. So I thought he was making a joke, and then I realized that he honestly was showing me something important. He was showing me that the best way to connect with the spirits is a silent language. That's why when they make offerings, they make beautiful offerings. They create this kind of, I don't know if you have seen one of them, because they're specialized in this. They make like a mandala of seeds and flowers and little objects in a delicate, the quality of his hands. That the thing, I want to try to explain this very thoroughly. They are farmers. They have very strong hands. They are very strong people living in high altitude, so they're very strong. Their hands are like a bear in that sense. But when they go and create an offering, suddenly their hands become like a child hand, very delicate, very precise and delicate, putting little seeds in a row in a very specific way. And I just fall in love of that. I fall in love of that embodiment of the wisdom. We usually get into wisdom philosophy, cosmovision, religion, whatever we want to call a way of entering into the spiritual path through words, through concepts, through ideas. Well, what I share with you all these days, maybe you maybe try once or twice, or maybe the 7 days, if you were a very enthusiastic student or practicer, a practitioner, no, what's that? Uh, well, dancer, maybe. Uh, you maybe try a bit of what you or what we've felt in those experiences in the mountains. The spirits are more able to connect with us when we stop talking and let the body uh, take the stand on communicating. The spiritual world is more able to communicate with a child's mind, a child's soul, a child's body. So I've been trying all these years, I mean, maybe 10 years from now, to find different ways, sometimes with some explanation, because it's inevitable. If you don't receive an explanation at all, you won't accept it. I mean, I wouldn't accept it. So I've been trying to find the little measure of explanation and experience. All these days, I've been sharing these ritual movements like a way to silence our mind and let the body talk, let the body experience, let the body perceive, feel, taste what is the vital force. I could give you a lecture of 4 hours about vital force, but it's not going even to touch the skin of the vital force. The vital force is an experience. It's not an explanation. We can verbalize it, but it's just that, the package of what it really is. So I would really enjoy if you want. I know that is maybe a bit difficult to open the microphone and talk about what you experience, but I'm inviting you to share something if you want, obviously. I'm seeing that Maria is opening the microphone. Please, Maria, thank you.
I love this. I'm in love, really. It's wonderful. It's great. Thank you so much. I have been doing this, and imagination flows, and then you feel things like little goose pimples, like something. I am so grateful for knowing this method, or whatever you call it. It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Maria, you know how I like to call it? I like to call it pukliai, which is in the Quechua word for game. It's a game.
I
And
know.
when I say game, I'm not taking out the importance or the even the deep the force of it. I'm using that word game because it's the right way to call it. The right way to call it. Yeah, sorry, Maria, I interrupt you.
No, it's okay. I'm a kindergarten teacher. Yeah. And so they teach you to play, because when you play, you learn, and you learn happily. You discover I don't know, you play. So the word for me is correct. We are playing to live.
Mm-hmm.
We are playing to feel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're doing here. But it's such a beautiful way. You describe it when you're making the exercises. You describe it and imagination flows. And then the whole room is full of this. And it's called peace, and it's called love, and it's called sharing, and it's called the beautiful things of life. So I'm very grateful. Really, you don't know how happy I am. I don't even know how I found you or you got to me, but we did. And it makes me so happy. I'm sharing you with my sister, my mother, with everybody that wants to live this, to play this.
Mm.
Oh, this is Mia.
Hello,
Hi,
hello.
hi, Mia. Well, thank you. That's what I wanted to say. Oh, and another thing, the
Yes.
camera in day 3 and 4, I think, it went really small, the image. I don't know what you did. Day 5, it came again at the same size. I'm sorry for my English if I'm rusty. I'm Mexican.
I'm
So I speak Spanish.
Argentinian, Maria. I'm trying. I'm trying.
So am I.
You
We're
know.
priors.
Yes, yeah. I mean, we're trying to break the boundaries. That's it. It's not that I like to speak in English in the sense of this helps me to get into Gemma, which is in the UK, you in Mexico. Gianni, can you open your microphone and tell us how do you pronounce your name?
Good evening. It is Gianai.
Gianni.
Gianai.
Nice. Where are you from?
Okay. Well, from South Africa. So hello from South Africa.
Oh, nice.
I also, as Maria said, stumbled upon you on Instagram, completely blown away by your story. I did miss these days you were talking about earlier. I would love to catch up and go through your work and see what you are all about. And I just want to add to you to what you said earlier. In Africa, we say sacredness cannot be shared because then it's not longer sacred. So you say that it's so hard to explain to people what you're trying to emit and trying to say because it's sacred, and it's very hard. You can't explain it, so you can only feel it. Um, but I'm very happy that I stumbled upon your work, and I can't wait to see more of you. And thank you that I could join tonight.
So thank you, Gianni. Thank you for. I mean, for me, it's like I have a child soul. So for me, just to imagine that I'm getting to someone in South Africa, that's so pleasant. I love it. I love it. Love it. Uh, I have some friends that practice in Sri Lanka, in India, in Japan. So just few people. Don't worry. I'm not talking about this multinational of Andean traditions. No, this is a very small family, very small. But the thing is, I love that possibility of getting connection with people that are away from the Andes, but they are taking the language of the Andean traditions to engage with their own landscape, and suddenly something happens. That's what I'm fascinated for it. Um, yes, please.
Just on that, I just need to hear you speak or be close to you, even if it's via Zoom call, to feel your energy and the work that you've done. And that is how you transmit to me everything you've ever done before. And I think that is how we're helping the collective by doing quote unquote the inner work. You have obviously done a lot, and now you're starting to reach other people around the world. And I think you're going to reach a lot of people because your work is just, it's amazing and it's exquisite.
Well, you know, I don't have many expectations. I love to share, and that's my goal. It's gonna flow as it goes. So I wanted to tell Maria something. She said that she's a children's teacher. I have 4 daughters, and you know that they they got these ritual movements so easily. It's so natural. The thing is, sometimes with yoga, for instance, or qigong, it's very focused in the body and the control of the body. The thing you're focusing into the muscle, into the shape, into the outcomes of this because you want to get I don't know, like thinner or stronger. Well, this is not the objective of what we're sharing. We are trying to make a poem with our body. That's it. We're like trying to say something to the spirit through our body. That's the thing. So it's very easy. Anyone can do it. Even the proper movement is just the surface of your intent. It's like you're expressing your intent through the movement. So I think I I I I I I think this is something that could be helpful for many people that can express uh, deeper difficulties in their emotions, for instance. People who are struggling with crossroads, existential questions, situations that are overwhelming, right? So this kind of approach can easily allow them to release the tension and reconnect, recover, renewing the pact with life. I love to use that word, that image, pact with life. We sometimes realize that we are just living and that is a fact. But actually we are renewing all the time. Every breath we take is a renewal of the pact with life. So we are in a very precarious situation right now. We can't say if we can live next day or even the next hour, even the next breath. So as soon as we realize this, we will engage with the force that holds that pact, the other side of the pact, the other side of the agreement, to play better, to understand better our position in this game, our purpose, our destiny, whatever you want to call it. Maybe destiny is a big word. Our little spots, right? So I want to hear some, yeah, Maria, please.
I'm going to say 3 things. The first thing, I did yoga and I did qigong for years. And with this, what happens is that you make it the poem we are. We are poems. We're not exercise, we're a miracle. And we have to thank that miracle. And when you do, you really feel something inside. You feel like, like tingles, like something. And I said, oh my God, this is it. Really, because you're permitting yourself to understand that we're not just things, we're not just body, we're spirits, we're light, we're energy, and that flows, and then you feel it. Like when you touch something, you feel like that. That's what I felt with your exercises, because you are making a poem of life. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Maria.
It was nice. I love it.
Is anyone wanting to share something else? Yes, please, Gemma.
Hi. I did the practices every evening, at the end of the day, before I went to bed. And I found them like afterwards when you said to just stand and just feel, then you can like each time I could feel like a different, like it was a funny, like it was different feeling of the energy or whatever it was. And it was interesting to, like, I'd never experienced like how different it could be. And while I was doing the practices, normally when I do yoga or when I've done the K movements before or anything like that, then Lily, my dog, she's just ignores me and she's out with the squirrels and everything. But when I did these practices, she was looking at me and observing like everything I did. And I thought, what's happening here that she's observing me so intently? And it was like almost as if you imagine a dog watching a film and she had her paws like this and then she was like watching me. I was like, what can you see? And it just fascinated me that whatever I was doing was drawing her. And she's very in tune with me. So, I mean, she knows me very well. She knows me better than me. So the fact that the first day I didn't notice anything, the second day she came closer to me and she was like sitting right next to me. And then the third and the fourth and the rest of the day, she started to sit with me and watch me. Um, and not only that, during the days I felt like my energy was very different with my Inca seed and my path, and I made a few things. Oh, sorry, Lily. Outside, outside. Go, 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 go. No. I found like a few things came very clear to me in my mind, and like a few things that I'd been kind of juggling with and unsure, and you know what direction I should go, and then it just came like this, and then I started to put it into place, and then like it's almost as if something shifted. And it was very nice. I found the practices very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, Gemma. It's funny. There are three dogs around here in this meeting, Zoom meeting. So it's great. It's great. It's not just human beings. It's great. Is anyone wanted to share something else? I think Viviana was opening the microphone. I don't know. Maybe. Does anyone want to say something else? Gemma, please.
I wondered, can we do these practices? Like, how often can we do it? Can we do it regularly or something like that?
Well, yeah, that's a frequent question. The thing is, unless you are an hermit and living in the middle of the mountains in a cave, when you want to connect, you have to find the right tune, the right way. It's not because you are repeating too much that you are going to get something even deeper. Thing is, you have to find the rhythm. Maybe it's once a day, and that's a lot. But maybe it's twice a week, 3 times a week, something like that. Is going to be easier. It's going to be easier. It's going to be relaxing. And well, all of us, we have work, we have things to do, right? So I usually recommend once a day is great, and that's a lot. But twice, oh, I think, right. Someone was trying to get some help in the language. Once a day, it's okay. Twice, 3 times a week is great. It's easy. It's something that The thing is, if you are good, you are in love with writing poems, right? Imagine that. That's maybe easier to imagine. If you write all day long, you're gonna miss your job. You're gonna miss your things. You're gonna miss things, right? If you just do that, okay. But writing a poem in the right time, in the right day. When I say right, it's not because it's in your schedule. I'm talking about the right. Maybe it's not the word right. It's in the correspondent moment. It's allowing you to being more open to the ritual. The thing is, I mentioned I call these movements ritual movements, and that word ritual is pointing out to something. A ritual is like opening a gap in space and time. You're just breaking the usual time and space, and you get into somewhere else. And for do that, you have to be in the right mood, in the right energy, in the right space. You can't do this anywhere at any time. So to find that, obviously you will try to planify a bit, but it has this little ingredient of flow, right? You have to flow with it. You have to find the right flow, the right rhythm, the right correspondence in Quechua language. Sometimes I'm tiring with this, but it's beautiful, this language. There's a word in Quechua which is very fluent, aini. Many words in Quechua is like 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 stones falling from the mountain. But some little words, not too many, some words are like fluent, like a river. Aini, it's like a river, it sounds like a river. Aini means correspondence, reciprocity, and flow. So if we find the right correspondence with my life, with my daily duties, with whatever I'm I'm doing, I'm gonna find the right amount. I mean, I'm giving a big answer to Gemma question because it's very interesting to try to find the way. I'm not in the mood of saying no once a day, every day, if you want to do it seriously. No, that's not the right answer for me in my point of view. You have to find your flow. You have to find your aini, right? Is there any other questions about what you experienced? It's great to have questions. I love it.
Okay, just wondering if you will ever do a course for certified, well, if obviously you can't certify the rituals, but for people to teach the people in their parts, if you will have like a teacher training course or a guide, or I don't know what you would call them.
Well,
Call them.
say again. I couldn't hear that. Well, actually, I was about, so you read in my mind, I was about to invite you to this new, well, it's not new. I've done this 3 times yet. This new edition of this training for teachers, but it's not just for teachers. It's not just getting a diploma of it. I want you to get inside of this language. I want you to practice in the right pace, right? Not too fast, not too slow, in the right pace to 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 get into this, and especially into the the way to engage. That's what I'm always trying to find the ways to share with people, because it's not about information, it's not about um, details, it's about experience. So I want you to take you in my arms and say, look at this sunset, look at this beautiful rainbow. That's the images we want to get into. So answering again to your questions, I'm going to share with you, hang on, whoa, here, no, just hold me a second. I'm going to copy and paste the link. I'm going to send it to your to the group, all of this, but just hold me a second. Hold on, it's somewhere here, right? Okay. So this training is going to start in the 14th of June, 14, in 2 weeks' time. We're going to have classes online on Zoom, like long classes, like 2 hours, sometimes a bit more class, every 15 days, no, every other week. You can say that in English, every other week, like every 2 weeks. And we're gonna have live classes on YouTube every week. But as I like to do in my online courses, I'm gonna give you this little explanation. I would love to have this course face to face, like going to South Africa, going to the UK, or you visiting me. I would love that. It's a lot better. I don't like machines, but sometimes it's a great way to establish this relationship, right? So I love all my courses are synchronic. That means I am in the camera. It's not a recorded video. I'm going to give the class and you're being there, and we are going to try to break the distance and make the magic happens, right? So we're going to have classes every other week in the Zoom meeting, and every Wednesday we're going to have this live class on YouTube. And especially, I want to give you the possibility to create that routine. That's why I want to meet you. Usually, in all my courses, I meet people just at the beginning of the course, and we establish something that is essential for the Andean traditions, which is intimacy. Intimacy is like the force of giving life to a relationship. Intimacy is the way the vital force expresses. Vital force is not electricity. So that's why I don't like to use energy. Sometimes I use it just to find other ways, but vital force, causa y pacha, is how we call it in Quechua language, expresses through intimacy. It creates intimacy between me and other people, me and the banana trees I have in besides me, or the cashew nuts that is growing, it's flowering actually. Wow, beautiful. I live in a tropical weather in the north part of Brazil, and it's full of plants and animals and children. So I'm going to invite you to check on this website whenever you want, I'm going to send all this information in the group. But I really would enjoy to have you in this circle. Sometimes I want to break the distance, saying I'm not just a teacher and you're gonna be my students. We are just people in a circle together, practicing and experiencing something that is so intuitive, so natural, which is trying to connect with life. That's so simple. It sounds so simple, but we made it complex. We made it difficult. Culture come in and put us away from it. That's why I feel it's so urgent. Maybe you are a yoga teacher. Maybe you are a children's teacher. Maybe you feel that you want to reconnect with your body. Maybe you're a healer. All of these aspects are interesting to get into the practice. I mean, I am a healer and I'm always pushing people who are I share with people, and I'm pushing people to practice Kai movements, because if you want to deal with vital force, if you want to understand what is vital force, you don't need to read too much books. You have to put it in practice. You have to just allow your body to feel. So my intention is to guide you through 5 months. It's sometime to get introduce you into these practices, let you understand some of the language, let you understand the poetics of the practice, and hopefully we're gonna meet again to practice, maybe in South Africa. I would love to go there. I would love to go there, actually. You know, I have a traveler's soul, so I would love to that, to go there, to go to Mexico. I have something special with Mexico. I met many people in Mexico. I lived in UK, so I already uh, went there, but I can visit my friends, and I can I can visit them as well. So, well, I would like you to check on the website, and if you have any questions, just let me know. You have my WhatsApp contact. Just establish a connection, and we can talk about everything related to this. I would love to have you with us in this sacred game. And thank you for accepting the invitation. Thank you for giving it some time. Thank you for being here and sharing what you experienced. That's a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you. Uh, every Wednesday, we have a live class on YouTube. It's a longer class. It's like 40, 50 minutes, right? What we share all this week is like shorter versions of a class. So if you want to participate, just go into the YouTube channel and get tuned to, I don't know what time is it in South Africa. What time is it right now?
It's almost 8 o'clock.
Right. So it's gonna be the same time, 7 p.m. for you, live on YouTube. So this is another opportunity to play with it. And well, the 14th of June, we're gonna start this pilgrimage together. So if you feel the call, just let me know. You can register in the website, and I hope to see you again. I hope to see you again all the other things we share, like healing, like Andean philosophy, which I love and I love to share. And it's not that I like it. I think this is an important, there are important answers for the situations we are living as societies right now in the Andean traditions. So I thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention and your patience in my English. And I hope to see you again. I hope to see you again. So thank you, Madalena, Victoria, Maria, Gemma, Jayani. Thank you, Jimena, and see you next time. Okay? Thank you. And see you the 14th of June. Bye bye. Have a good day there. Have a good night as well. Bye bye.